So happy Sunday, everybody. Good morning, Shay. I'm on a trying to do this two places at once. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out, but we're going to try. I guess no one is in my other live. No, internet, please do not drop out. Oof. All right. People are letting me know that you're in here. It is good to see everybody today. Let me know. Oh, let me start off by saying a lot of people are worried about their PUA unemployment claims and whether the documents have been accepted yet from the California EDD. And so far, Jenny Silver, she submitted her documents way back in November, and she hasn't heard if her documents are accepted or not either. Guys, are the comments working? um, all right. So good morning, everybody. And let me think, what else did I want to tell you? The EDD will be closed tomorrow for the holiday. They are also, good morning, Francis. They are also going to be reducing their hours starting March 3rd. So that's just around the corner. They will not be open to take phone calls with a customer service representative anymore on weekends, and they're going to start closing at 7 o'clock on Monday through Friday. So slightly reduced weekday hours, and then no hours on the weekends. Hi, Francis. Good morning. It was good to see you last night. I'm glad that you liked the movie. It is, yep, it's 11. All right, maybe everybody's got all their unemployment and their tax stuff taken care of, which would be great. Um, Hope Ma, you are welcome for the update. Good morning, Debbie. Yeah, so let me know what questions you guys have. Who's reduced hours? The California EDD, their customer service line is reducing their hours starting March 3rd. So they won't be open on the weekends to help with customer service phone calls. Oh, KAFLA TV is in Denver. What has you in Denver? But good to see you in the chat. And then the California EDD is also on Monday through Friday going to close an hour earlier. They'll be closing at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock for phone calls. So with those long hold times with the EDD, I used to recommend not calling any later than 4 p.m. so that you would have time to call, talk to the first rep, hold, talk to the second rep. But now I guess the advice is going to be to call at 3 p.m. so that you can call, hold, talk to the first rep, and call, hold, and talk to a tier 2 representative. Myra, you did your taxes. You forgot to file your EDD. I would try and amend your taxes. That's going to be a big no-no. I wonder. I, hmm. I wonder if there's a way for me to just share a photo with you guys. I'm going to try and read something for you. I don't want to scare you, but it is serious if you don't include that. And hold on one moment. Oh, where is it? I can't see. Ba, 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 ba. And I am using my phone for something, so I have to, maybe I can make this bigger. Hold on. Sorry, I'm saying so much. Okay. This is what it says about your 1099-G. This is why this is important. If you got EDD unemployment, it says this is important tax information and is being furnished to the IRS. If you are required to file a return, a negligence penalty or other sanction may be imposed on you if this income is taxable and the IRS determines that it has not been reported. So the EDD is furnishing the 1099-G to the IRS, and it could take some time for that to get caught up, but eventually that I feel like that has a really high potential of causing you problems later down the road, which I don't want to have happen to anyone. Good morning, everyone. Okay. I think I just have to stop wearing my glasses when I'm trying to read. Okay. Oh, thank you, Callie Boy, for liking the video. Um, Guys, I'm streaming two places in once. So if you hear me read a comment, you're like, what is she talking about? It's because I have it going somewhere else. Good morning, Bonnie Tone. Let's put Michelle's comment on screen. I keep forgetting that I can do that. Michelle says, I have a question. I'm pending waiting for an interview. I guess my payments stopped out of nowhere. My question is, can I get conditional payments until my interview? If it was on a claim that you already had, then potentially. If this is waiting on a determination on a new claim, then no. And the reason for that is so on a new claim, you wouldn't have received any payments. And the requirement to get the conditional payments is that you have to at least received one payment from the EDD, and that would be on like the current or the new claim. So if it's an existing claim and you've already been getting payments on it, then potentially. Also, Michelle, I just want to make sure that you do have a claim balance left over if it's not a new claim. If you have a claim balance left over, and your benefit year is not over, none of that kind of stuff, and you've already been getting payments, then yes, you probably should be getting conditional payments. If you're not, I would recommend either calling the EDD or reaching out to your assembly member for help with that, trying to get you paid. If it's on a new claim, then no, not necessarily, because even if you were getting payments on an old claim, if you haven't been paid out on the new claim, that wouldn't count. Okay. I feel like my eyes are going all kinds of crazy places because I'm also streaming on my phone and on my computer, which is weird. Okay. Curly says, do you have a payment schedule for the tax refunds? I don't handy. Let me try and get that in a second. Let me try and get that now, actually. Hold on. Okay. Tax refund dates. Let's try that. Hold on one second. I'm pulling that up, and then I'll share the screen with you once I get that pulled up. Sometimes there's a nice chart. I don't see a chart. Hold on. Nope. Let me type in chart. Maybe that would be helpful. I'm pulling it up and then I'll share the screen. I'm still pulling up the tax refund schedule. Maybe I'll just share the screen with you guys and we can look at this together. So guys, for those of you who are just popping in, I am searching for, we're going to share the screen, which I learned how to do last week. Share screen. And we're going to do this tab. All right, so this is a news article I found that hopefully I'm sharing now. It says, the IRS sends over 9 out of 10 refunds to taxpayers in less than 3 weeks. Unfortunately, a 21-day delivery of your tax refund isn't guaranteed. There are a number of factors, including the choices you make when you file, that could impact how long it takes for you to receive your refund. You get to choose how you want your refund. Okay, yeah, we get that. But when... Okay. Oh, here we go. This is great. Okay. So let me scroll up a little bit and then share a little bit more. Okay, so e-file with direct deposit is supposed to take between 1 and 3 weeks. Paper file with direct deposit takes also 1 to 3 weeks. E-file with a physical check in the mail takes between 6 to 8 weeks. And paper file with a refund check in the mail also takes 6 to 8 weeks. This chart is very long. I don't think you guys want me to read it, but maybe I will leave this up on screen. And we're only going to leave these dates on screen. And the reason why, so if you're on the other platform, there's another platform that I'm live on, and I'm sharing the dates of your refund. So, right now we're at February 21st. So if you filed today, they would send the direct deposit on March 7th, guys. And I am naughty this year. I am not excited about my taxes at all. And so I haven't filed them because I'm going to owe this year. That was a really good question. And thank you for having me look into that. Okay. Now let me get caught up on some questions. A lot of you are saying good morning and good morning to all of you. Uh, Debbie, is it still slow? I don't know why there's a delay. Let me put Miss Joy's question on. Are we still going by the rule? No news is good news. Still haven't heard back from them. Yes. So again, Jenny Silver, she has all of her ducks in a row, her I's are dotted, her T's are crossed. So we know her documents are going to be approved. She sent her tax return to do PUA proof of employment. And she still hasn't heard if her documents are accepted or not. So, yes, no news is still good news. If you haven't seen your payment switch to disqualified, then it still should be a good sign. Okay, let's see here. Debbie says, am I familiar with InQ, a caller service to the IRS? Write up in the paper today about it. No, maybe I will look into that and try and make a video about that. I know that Claimer calls the EDD now. We all know they call the EDD. Claimer now calls the IRS. So, they're a good way to get through. Like, I do trust Claimer. So I've worked with them. I actually dug into that CEO's tweets from before he started Claimer. He was legitimately unemployed and felt frustrated with the system, and he just had the tools and the knowledge on how to build the calling service. I also think we should be able to call and get through to all of these government agencies for free, but since we can't, Claimer, made it possible at least for us to go to go. I just declined a live request on the other platform because I am streaming on two platforms. I'm just trying this on the secondary platform for the first time this week, and I'm bad with technology, or I'm not great with technology yet, right? They say not to say that you're bad at something. I'm still learning the technology, so I'm not ready to like bring someone else into the stream. So I'm so sorry about that. If you guys ever have questions that I don't answer, my website is working, and that's shelleysmillions.com, because I want to talk about finance eventually. And you guys can try and shoot me a question there. I am pretty busy because I have a full-time job and I'm also doing YouTube. Anyway, okay. W says, I need financial advice. And this seems like a good time to say that I'm not technically a financial advisor, so I can give you my opinion, but not advice. You owe $5,800 on your car with an 8% interest rate. That's very high. Would it be best to refinance it and have a slightly lower car payment? Absolutely. And W, one of my favorite pieces of advice is someone's thanking me on the other platform. You're very welcome. So, yes, refinance your car and try a credit union. Try either First Entertainment Credit Union or Navy Federal Credit Union. A lot of credit unions make it seem like you have to be a member of the credit union to join and be a member and get their special finance rates, but you don't. And I don't exactly know why credit unions are so much cheaper on their auto loan rates, but they are. Credit unions, time and time again, are the best places to go. So please try First Entertainment Credit Union. Guys, I have a 2013 Prius C. I refinanced that thing 3 times. Just get the lowest rate that you can. Let them know that you're shopping around for the best refinance rate you can find. Absolutely. If you can lower that, and then I would love it even more if you took that money and invested it. But a lot of times we need it just to pay the bills. But yeah, whatever you can do, that works for credit cards as well. Now, not like refinancing through a credit union. Don't take out another loan to pay off a loan, usually. But you can call your creditor and say, hey, can you offer me a lower interest rate? It never hurts to try, and sometimes they will. Okay, great question. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just, you know, I like money and I like to see us get ahead, you know? All right. Alex, have I heard any news about IRS tax refunds being late this year? I think I heard this somewhere. So I have heard that they are late, and I do have a schedule up. Let me see if I can find another article about that really quick. And if I do, I will share that as well. So what I have is the tax refund schedule that it's supposed to be. Tax refund delays 2022. It also pops up for EITC. I will say that that my friend that rents the garage for me, they filed their taxes and they got it really quick. Okay. Here's how long it'll take your refund. Blah, 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 blah. I'm on a new article, but I'm not going to. Well, let's see. You guys can watch me. you guys can watch me scroll too. Let's switch screens. So we're going to stop sharing that screen, and I'm going to add in another screen. Hold on 1 second. One moment. Okay, let's make sure that's sharing. Did I just share the same screen? What is wrong with me? No, so we're going to remove that and we're going to add, sorry guys, I'm still getting like the hang of this. Share screen, tab. Okay, so now I'm on a new article with a pop-up, not now. Okay, 3 in 4 Americans, Treasury Department will be a challenge with the IRS starting to process returns. There's a backlog of returns from 2021 and let me show you guys. I like to always look at the date that the article was written. So this is a very recent article. It was written on February 16th of 2022. It's a Money Watch article. I have not heard of that. I should give credit to the person who wrote it, by Amy Pesci. So that's who wrote the article that I'm scrolling right now. Okay, that's largely due to the IRS sizable backlogs of returns from 2021. As of December 31st, the agency had 6 million unprocessed individual returns, which is a reduction from a backlog of the 30 million in May, but higher than the 1 million unprocessed returns in a more typical start of a tax season. That's crazy. Okay, so a normal year is 1 million. So that means that this year there is 21 million more claims. Someone is complimenting my shirt. Okay, I wish it wasn't gapping like this. I've gained a little weight, but I got it off Amazon and it's got the cutest sleeves. I'll try and link to it like after the live where I'm answering some tax questions. Someone is asking me if I can bark. No, but Baby Yoda can make an appearance, but he doesn't like it when you ask me to bark. That's the problem with going live on multiple platforms. Okay, so back to the IRS stuff. It's not saying so far how far the delay is. There are some caveats about the 21-day window to get a refund. Claiming the earned income tax credit or the child tax credit will slow down your tax return due to regulations designed to deter fraud. That means people who claim those credits and filed their returns on January 24th or close to that date may not receive their refund until early March. Other issues. Okay, so normally it would be a 21-day turnaround to get your tax refund, but now they're saying early March. That's only like a delay of a week, right? Okay. Other issues can slow down your refund, such as errors like math problems or incorrectly stating how much you received from the advance tax credit payments. In those cases, your tax return could get flagged, leading to delays of weeks or even months. Okay. I will link to the shirt in just a minute on this other platform because it is super cute. Let me see if I can show the tag to somebody. Guys, I'm going to show how fat I am. It's from, can you guys see that? Sorry. It's a really cute brand. All their clothes are adorable. Sorry, sometimes we talk about stuff that's not unemployment and taxes on here also. I love this color. Anyway, thank you. You brightened up my day. You made Baby Yoda happy. Person complimenting the shirt. Okay. Other issues can slow down your refunds, such as we said that part. In those cases, your tax return could get flagged, leading to delays of weeks or even months. The IRS on Monday said tax returns with errors involving the third stimulus check, which are missing information or which have suspected fraud or theft, could take up to 90 or 121 days to resolve. Oh, guys, this is not good. Some claim the wrong amount. So basically, it should still be 21 days, but there's a ton of other situations that would delay the payments. Okay. Michelle, yes, it's existing. You were getting payments a few weeks ago. Michelle's talking about her unemployment claim where she was getting paid and then they stopped the payments. Your old employer is saying, I got fired, so therefore I have to wait for an interview for eligibility now. In that case, I'm not sure if they would be able to release the conditional payments. You might have to actually wait for all that dust to settle. I will say that in over 90% of the unemployment claim cases, the EDD sides with they side with the claimant, the individual that's filing unemployment benefits, but your employer could dispute the claim several times and they might not be able to issue those conditional payments under those circumstances. Someone on the other platform is saying they haven't received their 2020 IRS refund. Are you talking about the unemployment refund? Thank you so much, Karina. Or are you talking about your actual tax refund? I'm not a tax professional officially by any means. I do recommend using Claimer to call the IRS. It is $14.99 to use Claimer, and that's even with my $5 discount link. But they're going to be able to answer specific questions. And of course, a free route that is often really helpful is using your assembly member, your actual tax refund. Yeah, I would definitely call the IRS or see if an assembly member can help you with that. I'm so sorry that you haven't got your 2020 tax refund yet. That's crazy. Okay, Mercedes-Benz is saying, I have a musician friend that didn't know he was supposed to submit PUA documents until he actually went online to the EDD. Is he in trouble now? I think he's past the date, past the deadline. So here's something interesting with that. And that is, the last EDD news release says that 30% of people that were asked to supply documents have done so. And that's still almost 1 million people who haven't submitted their documents. And what that means is that it's a whole heck of a lot of people that still need to submit documentation. And they have said that they're going to start emailing out that notification. I wonder if I can get that tweet. Hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can pull that up. They're going to have to start mailing letters. And basically, the letters aren't even going to be going out until after the deadline, basically, right? Like the deadline's going to come and go, and then they're going to send out the mailed letters. They haven't officially said this, but I would not be surprised if the EDD extends the deadline. I think they're going to have to, because 30%, that the majority of people have not sent in their documents yet. Hold on one second. I am trying to pull up the tweet from the EDD that just alludes to the fact that they haven't sent out letters yet. Where is it? They're talking about how they're going to be closed. I'm reading EDD tweets now. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this will work. This is easy. Okay, so I just switched the tab that I am sharing, and it's this second tweet. So for the first tweet is from February 17th. It says the EDD continues reminding those who receive pandemic unemployment assistance PUA of the federal requirement to submit documentation showing work history before the start of their claims. And the second tweet, which is the one that we want to pay attention to in terms of this question, says additional notices will be mailed in the future, meaning they haven't started mailing them yet, to past PUA claimants who have still not responded to EDD's email, text messages, and UI online notices. I have to think, Mercedes, that the majority of people still haven't noticed that. There's a lot of people who drag their feet filing taxes, and I have a feeling that the prior PUA claimants aren't going to notice that until they log on to the EDD to get their 1099-G for their taxes, and that's when they're going to see that notification and think, "Oh my God, I missed the deadline." Lil Rambo and Debbie are talking over here. Ben says, have a blessed Sunday. Ben, for my work, I'm so excited. And Debbie, you might like this too. We're going to be playing the Batman. And I guess we're going to be doing like the Batman themed opening night, like party in our bar, which is inside the movie theater. And I've been asked to make a goth playlist for it. So I'm super excited about that. Okay. Miss Joy says, your tax guy, the IRS is catching up and should be on time. We filed in the beginning of February and we already got both federal and state. Yeah, so mostly those tax returns should be on time, but there are some delays. All right, thank you to everybody who has liked the video. I really appreciate that. Joel says, I ended up owing taxes because I drive for Uber and Lyft. So no refund here. At least I didn't end up owing several thousands, though, because of write offs. Yeah. And speaking of write offs, you guys know I'm making money off of my social media platforms, making these videos and trying to help people. It's not a lot these days, but it's enough to put me in a doozy of a tax situation. And a write-off, that is the one of the main reasons why I hired Jenny Silver as my business coach to kind of be a write-off. I paid her, even though we didn't meet up till 2022, I sent payment in 2021. So I'm pretty sure I can write that off in the 2021 tax year. Hi, Sally. Let's see here. What else do we have? Okay. Thank you for saying that my information is helpful. Thank you for liking the video. Infinity G35 says, so people who already submitted proof of income and above the $167 per week, they are okay. They didn't need to submit proof as they did that early on. My cousin was on PUA and the weekly benefit amount was $267. It depends on when they filed their claim. I believe that people who filed their claim before, if their PUA claim started, I hope I have this information right, before December 27th of 2020, and they had not already, and they did submit income verification to get the higher weekly benefit amount, I believe those are the people that don't need to submit it again. Okay. Sally says, my rent relief was approved last October and payment was sent to my landlord and still not received. Why is it taking so long? Sally, I know that they're really backed up on the rent relief items. Your assembly member can potentially help with that. Here's what is concerning me about your statement is that you say that the payment, it says it was to be sent, not that it was sent. I do know that they're backed up on that. Um, See if your assembly member can help you. The good news is that it's approved, and I'm sorry that you're still waiting on that, though. That's really frustrating. All right, the big cheese says the IRS must be hard to get through if questions are needed. I guess I'll need to use Claimer for that too, possibly, but I hope not. I hope not as well. I hope that all of our tax stuff goes easy and that we never need to use something like Claimer, but sometimes you do. All right. Okay. So, Debbie, all right, I guess I'll say this. I don't know if I'm allowed. So I am using StreamYard and I am streaming on YouTube. I also have my phone and I'm on TikTok as well. I think the platforms don't like when you do that because they want you to drive traffic to their platform. So I hope I don't get on the naughty list for doing that. But I have my phone on for TikTok and then I have my computer on for YouTube. Okay, Vanjie says for refinancing a car, I think people think there's a tremendous fee for credit unions, but I don't think so. If it is, it's very little. Okay, so there's not a fee to join a credit union, or at least not the one where I refinanced my car, which was First Entertainment Credit Union. And what you did have to do, I had to put $5 in a savings account. I had to be a customer. I was not a customer of the credit union, and they were so I had to keep that $5 in there in the savings account so that I was a customer of the credit union for the entire time that I was paying off my car. But once my car was paid off, I went and I got my little $5 and I'm not a member of that credit union anymore. Hi, Alan. Um, Good to see you. I don't know if you're still in here. How far am I? Oh, I'm 15 minutes behind in the comments today. Okay. Utility Planet says, I seem to be an independent contractor as I got a 1099. Is the PUA 2020 earnings to be included into gross income? There should be a question, okay? And again, I'm not a tax professional. There should be a question when you file your taxes, even if it's like the software that you use on your own. If you use TurboTax or H&R Block, or if you take your taxes to get done, there should be a question along the lines of, did you receive unemployment benefits this year? And then you would answer yes to that question. And then that is where you would include any unemployment benefits that you received. And yes, I believe that does go into the gross income. It's not earned income, but it is income. Brianna says, I have a question. If you would be able to answer, I've worked nearly a year until the beginning of this month due to my dad needing care. Can I file unemployment? I'm not sure if unemployment would be the right program. If you're still with your employer in California, they actually just reinstated supplemental sick pay. So, supplemental sick pay would, if it's due to the pandemic, due to that specific illness, and you're still with your employer, supplemental sick pay might be the program that pays you for that. Otherwise, it would potentially be, I believe, um, FMLA, family medical leave, I think. Okay. And Marcia wants to know, where do I go for rent relief? So you go for rent relief to housingiskey.com. That's where you want to go to do your rent relief. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Housingiskey.com is the rent relief program. Miss Joyce says, I agree with Shelly, but keep in mind your term will start over. Not necessarily. Okay, so we're talking again about refinancing the car. Your term won't always start over. You can refinance for either the same term or refinancing your term. But I think when I refinanced my car, I originally had like a 6-year loan, 72 months. And then I refinanced and I put it into a 60-month loan. So I knew when I refinanced, I wanted to pay the car off in the same amount of time. I just didn't want to pay that really high interest rate. But you can stretch the payments out longer. You can start your term over. And that'll, keep you making payments longer. If you refinance, you would do that within the first year. Yeah, and refinancing as soon as possible is good, but you don't have to, like, they're going to offer you different amount of months. So let's say that you've paid already half of a 5-year loan, a 60-month loan, and you only have 30 months left. Maybe you'd want to refinance into a 3-year loan, which would be 36 months. You might want to do it that way, but interest rates are so low that they're actually saying it's better to get a low interest rate and like make the payments longer. Okay. I love talking about refinancing cars. Okay, W said, I refinanced my car. I'm still going to pay the same amount I'm paying now per month. This way I pay it off faster. So if the minimum is 150 a month, I will still pay 300 every month, the amount I pay now. Yeah, and that's good advice also on the refinancing the car. If you can get a lower payment and it's the same amount of months, but you're paying more, then you would get your car paid off faster. And there's pros and cons to doing that. Marcia says, Happy Sunday. Movie report this weekend. So we opened a movie called Dog. It didn't do very well. Still our number one movie. Belfast is doing really well, I think, and Drive My Car, because those were both nominated for a lot of Oscars. Sugar sprinkles. Oh, you're at work? Well, have a great day at work. And she's reminding everybody to please like the video, which of course I would appreciate as well. Okay. Oh no, Miss Joy says you could afford to pay much more, then that's definitely a smart thing to do. Yes. Okay. Prince Ali says, how's work been lately? You've been working more than full-time lately. Me too. I generally work about 50 hours a week at my job. I haven't started to grow the chia pet yet. I'm the worst. Okay. Prince Ali says, if that many people didn't submit documentation from PUA, they should just extend the deadlines. Yeah, I think they're going to have to extend the deadline for that PUA proof of employment. It's the math I did was like 940,000, which let's just round up. And, if you're that close to a million, that's almost still a million people that still need to submit that documentation. I think people just aren't thinking about it. And a lot of people, I'm concerned, are actually not even remembering that they do need to report that to the IRS, the income that they got from unemployment. I always draw hearts. Says, that's a cute name. Says, when I applied for PUA, I had put caregiver, but at the same time, I had gotten a job at a distribution center that had gotten rescinded. The people I was going to be a caregiver for passed away, but I have the job offer letter from the other job and a statement about them rescinding offer. Will me not putting the caregiver job get rejected? It's hard to say with the EDD what they're going to reject and what they're not. I think in your situation, I would say I would I would fill out whatever documents you send to the EDD. I would, even if it's not a full-on affidavit, I would always kind of include a paragraph about what you're sending them and why. So I would send the job offer. I think that's a more solid piece of information. So I would send that and I would say, as you can see, I was offered this job, and attached is the letter where they had to rescind that offer. I would also say I was also planning to be a caregiver for a family. Unfortunately, the person that I was supposed to care for passed away. So I would just make a sentence about that on like the cover page that you send to the EDD. I think since you initially listed caregiver when you applied for benefits, I think I would at least make mention of that, but then I wouldn't like send any documentation about it. I would submit the documentation with the job offer letter and then the letter where they resent that offer. Michelle says, has Jenny received her approval letter yet? No, she hasn't. So we're still kind of operating under no news is good news. Rosie says hello over on the other platform. So Jenny Silver submitted her PUA proof of employment, proof of self-employment documents way back in November, and she still has not received her notification that her documents are accepted. Okay. On the other platform, Rosie says, do I know when the 80 hours COVID pay will take effect? That was supposed to take effect starting yesterday. So your employer, this is for employers that have more than 25 employees. So supplemental sick pay has been mandated again in the state of California, and up to 80 hours are available. And that was supposed to go into effect February 19th. So it should be available now. And Rosie, over on LinkedIn, Anthony Zaller, Anthony, I think you guys can figure that out. Zaller, Zallar. He's an attorney on LinkedIn. You could probably also Google Anthony Zaller Law Firm. He puts out newsletters that have it's a really great resource. Like, I'm a manager at my regular job, and his information that he's putting out has just been extremely helpful in staying up to date with all the mandates that are in effect in California and all the programs that are available. I'm not an attorney, but he is. So look into that. And he's on LinkedIn. He publishes his newsletters on LinkedIn. And like, I think if you Google Anthony Zaller Law Firm, those newsletters will also come up. And then that way, when you talk to your employer about requesting that supplemental sick pay, you can be like, hey, I think I might be eligible for this. Here's a link to an article that I found from an attorney here in California. Can you look into this and let me know? I did have somebody remind me that when you're reaching out to your HR departments, please keep in mind that they're really overwhelmed as well. They're just kind of trying to do their best. And be respectful. Keep in mind that, every county, or not every county, but a lot of counties are different. A lot of times the HR representatives are trying to manage multiple states, and it's a lot to keep up with. Okay. I'm going to read one more question from TikTok, and then I'll come back to these questions. Okay. So I'm a Dodger fan, says, I'm a HRBP for a healthcare organization. Our employees are taking advantage of CSP now. COVID sick pay. I was like, what is CSP? Yeah. I hope that I hope I take advantage. You mean like not like take advantage of the system, but just that, if they're sick, they're able to stay home and get paid. Okay. Debbie says, will I be dressing as Batman as it is running in the theater? No, but I'll probably wear a lot of black, which I do anyway. Brianna, you are welcome. Francis says, everyone needs to see Dog. It has us laughing and crying, and it's a really good movie for everybody. That is awesome. Okay. Debbie also says, oh, you got to go. You'll watch the back end of the show later and see me Monday at 9 p.m. Yes, I go Monday at 9 p.m. I go live as well. Darren says, thank you for all the help I'm doing. Thank you. You're welcome. You're a handyman. You're self-employed. You clean windows and do small motor work and paint prep on classic cars. You would like to make you would make $50 to $100 a job. Would I just do an affidavit stating that I am a handyman? Yes, that could be. You could also submit business plans. Darren, do you have any screenshots of payments that someone gave you, or any text messages with the date and time of the job? Somebody that said, P.S., like, window cleaning is tricky. It's not as easy as it seems. So, you know, I had my roof repaired on my garage recently, and I sent text messages to him. I needed a revised invoice. Do you have anything that you can screenshot, any emails, anything like that, that would also help substantiate your claim? Paint prep. I don't know what goes into paint prep. Do you need sandpaper? Do you have any receipts or purchases that you made in order to do that line of work that you could also submit to the EDD to help prove proof of employment? So I would do the affidavit or a business plan if you have a business plan. And I'm going to go ahead and make a video on that. I'm going to try and get that done today. So you make an affidavit, or you can make a business plan and send them that business plan. But anything extra that you can send them, like receipts, screenshots of text messages within the date range that they're asking for, all of that would be helpful. And you don't need to send like every single text and every single receipt, just like some examples. Okay. Danny says, you received a letter from the EDD stating that I have to show proof that I was working before receiving EDD, but I was getting paid in cash. There's no paper trail. So Danny, I have a video for almost that exact situation, and my advice is going to be the same to you, kind of as it was to Darren. And that is, you're going to want to fill out an affidavit or send them a business plan. But anything that you purchased for that all cash business, cleaning supplies, or sandpaper or anything like that, that would help. Amazon, the chances that you have like a receipt from a Home Depot that you paid in cash, that's probably going to be hard to get. But if you paid by credit card, is it within the date range that the EDD is asking for? Do you have any screenshots with your customers from that time frame that say something to the effect of, "Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday to wash my windows," and then their address? All of those kinds of things would help. Maybe even screenshots from like Venmo, if they Venmoed you or anything like that. Those kinds of things could all help. Okay, Miss Joy says, you forgot that I get to comments later. You were like, huh, when I read your question. And yes, it depends on what the person wanting when they refinance. Yeah. So I am it's 11. Oh, I'm almost caught up. I'm at 11:43 in the comments on the tube of you. And then I'm kind of looking a little bit over here at TikTok as well. Okay. Darren, phone calls, never text. Unfortunately, you had no thought of keeping that. Did you buy anything on a credit card where you could see the purchases? Look, here's the deal. If you don't have anything that you can submit to the EDD, right? If you just don't have anything, I would send an affidavit. I also started writing out, oh, I'm an idiot. Hold on. Okay. I thought, okay, these are my crazy notes. I don't know if you guys can see these. It just says, what the heck does that say? Written business plan. P.S. This is a perfect example of why you want to take your handwritten notes. Don't send the EDD anything handwritten, because if you can't read your writing and I can't read my writing, they're not going to be able to read your writing either. You want to make it as easy for them to approve your documents as possible. Anyway, I was like, I know I wrote some notes on a business plan, right? Because a business plan is something that they would accept. And again, try not to send them something like this. So I'm going to be making a video on a one-page business plan. Here's what you're going to want to include on that, because they should accept that as proof of self-employment. Hang on, let me take a sip of coffee. You guys like the video. I'm going to drop some knowledge here in a second. Okay, so your business plan needs to include the name of the business, and that can either be your name or it can be the name of the business. So I might say, my name is Shelly's Millions and my business name is Shelly's Millions. You want to write the location of the business. For me, I would put my home address because that's where I run Shelly's Millions. So you just want to put, look guys, look other platform, look at my fancy dancy sign that says I'm Shelly's Millions. I actually have my business license for this. I have to pay business taxes to the city of Los Angeles. I'm so thrilled about that. But anyway, you want to put your name, the name of the business, the location of the business, which in many cases is just going to be your address. Legal business structure. Now, what they mean by that is if it's just yourself, you are a sole proprietor. Or if it's like, what is it? Sole proprietor, then there's S Corp, then there's LLC. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I am a sole proprietor for my business right now, and I do not have any employees. You want to state what your company does. So, Darren, you're going to say, I was a window washer, or I did prep work on refinishing cars. What are the mission goals? To grow the business, to grow my business and help people prep their cars for getting painted. Whatever the goal of your business is, that's what you're going to write there. Also in a business plan, you want to say, what problem does this solve? You want to write the results that you're hoping to get. How does your company create those results? Basically, like, who and why? Who is your customer? Why is what you do helping them? Why would your customers choose you? How will you market your business? So I was planning on running a Facebook ad, or I was relying on word of mouth, or I took out a Craigslist ad, or I updated my LinkedIn profile to let people know that I was starting a new business. Um, do you have a marketing budget? What is the age, and who is your customer? How will I can't read my writing. How will you reach your audience? It says audience. Whoo! Don't send the EDD something like this. Type it up so that they can read it. And I'm going to type all this up to make that video. So who is your audience and how are you going to reach them? And your audience is just your customer. What products and services do you offer? And if you're making something, how will you make it? Like, what's your production process? Do you need any, how will you deliver that product if it's a product? And what are your expectations for that business model in 1 year and then in 5 years? So those are some of the things that you want to include when you're making a business plan. And again, I will make a video going over that for one page. So submit a business plan. And again, whatever you send the EDD, even if it's not a full affidavit, when you do the business plan, I would say something like, I, Darren, am submitting a business plan that I had for my business, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, people were no longer comfortable meeting with a stranger to have them clean their windows during the pandemic, something like that. My business plan is included on page 2. Also, I do want you guys to keep in mind that in theory, these business plans should have been written prior to actually filing for your unemployment benefits. The business plan is not really something that's designed to be retroactive that you're doing now because the EDD is asking for it. With that said, a lot of businesses just start. Maybe you don't even have a loose plan on paper or anything typewritten, but in theory you would. Like Jenny Silver, when I hired her, she wrote up my business plan for me. I still haven't really written it up, but she did one for me. And what? And lost my train of thought. And I'm 2 years into the channel, so it's tricky. Okay, sorry for the rant. Okay, Unity Planet says, as a caregiver, independent contractor, Schedule C, you to itemize expenses. Yes. What expenses can caregivers who work for a company who call you 1099 IC person take? Businesses save big money with IC workers. You know what? I'm not certain of the specific deductions that you're allowed to take. Definitely, you guys, even on the free versions of tax software like TurboTax and H&R Block, they have those little chat boxes that pop up. That's the type of question that, although I can take some guesses at what might be a deductible expense, um, I can't say for certain. So, in that situation, I would use that little chat box that you should be able to ask them for free what types of things that you would be allowed to deduct. Since I'm not a tax professional, I'm hesitant to make my guesses on that. But for example, if you drive the person that you do caregiving around for, and you need special equipment to get that person loaded in and out of your car that you purchased, I would imagine that that kind of equipment would be tax deductible. But you'd need to be careful with that, because is that something that the individual is supposed to be paying? Like if it's something that you need for your car to transport the person you're caring for, like to and from doctor's appointments, were they supposed to pay for that? Or is that an expense that you're allowed to deduct? So that's why that's going to be better to ask An actual tax professional. Okay, Miss Joy says, that she loves the way I take my time and answers everyone's question. Well, thank you so much. I really try. I I enjoy going live more than I enjoy, not more than I enjoy. No, okay, whatever. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I enjoy going live more than I enjoy making the videos. It is I'm not great with technology yet. I'm trying to be kinder to myself. I'm really proud of everything that I've learned. I'm learning how to get the questions up on screen and how to share my screen. And I think I am getting much better at all of this. I'm going to take this EDD thing off. I'm going to read the EDD thing that I'm screen sharing one more time, and then I'm going to remove it off the screen. I'm still learning. I think even people who have been doing social media for a long time, they're constantly learning. You want to constantly be improving yourself and your skill set. This has certainly been challenging for me to learn all of this, but it's also given me a lot of confidence that I can figure it out and get better and learn things that are hard and difficult. And then also, I'm the type of person, I want to take something out of the box and use it right away, right? I want to just be able to get up and go. And I don't know if any of you caught my unboxing my iPhone video, but it was not take it out of the package and go. I have this other little thing. This is called a gimbal, right? Let me tell you what I have done with the gimbal. It's to film your shot. This will hold my phone and keep the shot steady and it balances. It's like a robot. We should turn it on. But let me tell you, probably what's going to happen when I turn it on is it's going to pinch my finger. It's going to move around like a crazy. Nope, I don't even know how to turn it on. Yeah, I can't even turn it on. Actual heck. Oh, here we go. See, now I'm going to move it and it's going to pinch my finger. It's like a little robot. So this like holds your phone steady. I don't know how to use it, but I want to learn. And that would help. Maybe I want to start making some vlogs and stuff. I'm just going to turn it back off because the swivelly part, I was trying to hold it and get my phone. Anyway, I don't know how to use this thing. There's a lot of things that I don't know how to use. And then when things are difficult, it makes me not want to do them. But going live is a little bit easier for me. So I enjoy it a little bit more, if I'm being honest. Okay. I'm going to read this information from the EDD about PUA, proof of self-employment, proof of employment, proof of work one more time. And then I'm going to change the view on the screen. So this says additional notices will be mailed in the future to past PUA claimants who have still not responded to EDD's email, text messaging, and UI online notices. EDD provides guidance on the PUA self-employment and employment documents at edd.ca.gov. So there's still a lot of people that need to send in that documentation. Oops. Okay. So there, we're going to go back to this view for a little while. I'm going to try and make the video look a little more interesting. Darren says, "Oh, no, don't call yourself dumb. Please don't do that. Nobody watching this is dumb. We're all learning things. I just showed you something that I'm struggling with. You are not dumb. You just haven't figured it out yet. Okay? You're not dumb. So I'm not going to read that statement. You're struggling with PTSD. I'm sorry for that. A lot of people do. My mom struggles with that as well. You never thought to keep a record. Was hoping stating under penalty of perjury that my facts are true. Yes, and that's what you do in the affidavit. So if an affidavit is the only thing that you have, then go ahead and send that in and explain that. And guys, I do have a step-by-step affidavit video, how to fill out an affidavit. And I give an example with childcare. And many people are using that and it is being accepted. So try that. Some people have used it and it's not being accepted. But a lot of times after they call the EDD and speak to a tier 2 representative, the EDD is going ahead and approving it. So try that. I'm so sorry. You're not dumb. You didn't think of it. That's human. I didn't think of stuff like that when I first started the business either. And to this day, I am not that organized with all my YouTube stuff. I'm gonna have to dig up my credit card statements. Most of my stuff I did purchase by credit card to prove that I bought stuff, including that neon sign. Like, it's okay. You're not dumb. You didn't think of it. That's okay. Francis, you need help for your independent jewelry you started in 2020. All right, Francis. Well, what's the specific question? The license is awesome. I'm a real business. Congratulations. Yeah, that I did do. I didn't do it right away. I think you're supposed to do it right away. I didn't do it right away. I did have to tell them when I started the business though. And yeah, I have it on the door before you even come into this blue room. I do have my business license. Okay. Um, you need to do help for self tax filing would be awesome. You need help. Well, we should get together for lunch and do our taxes together. Mine are going to be a nightmare. Um, a lot of those programs though, the tax software programs, they really walk you through it. I did my taxes myself last year and they were not too bad. Okay. Cabronis says, my boyfriend submitted proof for PUA. He got a notice saying the documents submitted meet legal requirements and no further action is required at this time. Does that mean we're approved? Yes. Yes, it does. That is the notification and letter that you are hoping to get. So that is great news. And thank you for sharing that. All right. In Unity Planet, you are welcome. Michelle says, when did he submit them for the documents? And she answers on the 11th, and they mailed him the notice on the 18th. Yes, that is the notice that means that you should be in the clear. There is that sentence that says no further information is needed from you at this time, which does leave a little ambiguity to it. But yes, that is the document that you are hoping to receive. Okay, in February. Sometimes, so I tend to think that it's possible that so Jenny Silver, I know her documents are going to be accepted, right? Because she dots her I's, she crosses her T's, but she has still not received the notice officially that her documents are accepted. And what I tend to think happened, she said she didn't even just send her Schedule C, though. She sent them her entire tax return. She was like, let them sort through it. But what I tend to think may have happened is that maybe like things that are simpler and easier, maybe they put in one pile, and then maybe things that they're going to have to dig through and sort through went through another pile. So maybe that's why people that are sending just the affidavit are hearing a little bit faster than someone who submitted their entire tax return. What is going on with my cloud? I'm just going to take those off. Okay. If there aren't any more questions. Oh, okay. I have a question on the other platform from Mirror of Desire. She says, I've heard about employees receiving back pay from January of this year. Is that possible? And she is referring to supplemental sick pay. And yes, I believe that that is what I read as well, that the governor did sign into law. I don't know if it's law or if it's just mandated, but yes, that supplemental sick pay is supposed to be retroactive at least to January of 2022, meaning if you were not paid exclusion pay, if you didn't catch it at work or become exposed at work, the new supplemental sick pay is supposed to be retroactive to January 1st of 2022. And it's up to 80 hours of supplemental sick pay that you can claim. And again, my source for that, his name is Anthony Zaller, Zaller. Well, I read a lot of like news articles as well. But if you want an easy link from an actual attorney, which I am not a legal professional at all, I'm just somebody like trying to sort this out. He has articles from someone who, from an actual California attorney. And if you Google Anthony Zaller, like supplemental sick pay, he does a notice that you can kind of send to your employer and be like, hey, this is what I read. It seems legitimate to me. Can you take a look at this and let me know if I'm qualified for this? Okay. And then she's saying, you got it after New Year's and received no pay. Yeah. And I know somebody who's going through the same thing, and I'm going to try and use their case as a gauge. A lot of employers, it just officially went into law yesterday on the 19th. I don't know if it's law or mandate. It went into effect, I should say, on February 19th. It is supposed to be retroactive to my understanding. It's possible, though, that I haven't read the most updated version. And Cabronis, you're welcome. Okay, Unity Planet says, are pandemic stimulus checks received in 2021 considered taxable income? To my knowledge, no, they're not. But um, basically, you're just going to list that you received them. That way they know they don't, if you already received them, they're not going to send you a new copy. Hi, Reyes family. Okay. Corona says, if this helps anyone, your boyfriend is a musician, only paid in cash. You submitted an affidavit thanks to me, plus our tax return. Yeah, and I know that some musicians were able to send things like flyers or cancel. Yes, and Mirror of Desire, you're welcome. Anthony Zaller, just Google him and you should be able to find that article to send to your employer. And it's a really good article that kind of breaks it down. And there's been a lot for employers to keep track of. I can certainly see how it would be easy to not be up to date on all the current information going out. Araceli says, my husband was approved. We're back to EDD questions with his 1040. My son did his 1040. Me and my daughter-in-law did affidavit. We're disqualified. And my uncle had a job letter. He was disqualified. Um, it's hard to get a hold. So I hate to recommend this. I really do. I think that the EDD should be able to answer our calls without paying. Claimer is a really good way to get through to the EDD, the IRS, the Franchise Tax Board, State Disability. They now call all of those different offices, not for the same call. If you needed to call all four, you'd have to call 4 times. I do have a discount link pinned at the top comment for using them. A really great free option to follow up with your questions to the EDD is contacting your local assembly member. And I have that pinned as a comment as well. So try that. A lot of people who are being told that their payments were disqualified, once they call and speak to a tier 2 rep, they're actually able to go ahead and switch it so that it is valid. With the affidavits, if that's what you're using to submit proof of employment, I do kind of recommend trying to send anything else to substantiate that what you're saying in the affidavit is true. So Amazon will hold your ordering history pretty much forever. So if you purchased anything for your business off of Amazon, can you download a copy of that and say, here's a purchase that I made for the business? Do you have any text messages from anybody that you were supposed to work for? Anything like that could be helpful to send as additional documentation. But definitely try calling the EDD, talking to a tier 2 rep. Sometimes it does take talking to 2 tier 2 reps before they seem to be helpful. Some of them are just not helpful. Hello, Gigi. All right, you guys, I'm actually going to head out. If anybody has any final questions, let me know. I do go live on YouTube every Sunday at 11 and every Monday at 9 p.m. If you guys would like the video, I would love that. I am going to try and film a video. Yeah. So Araceli, try to make sure that they're within the date range that the EDD is asking for. And so worst case scenario, if you do have to send in that affidavit, okay, I got to get a link for my shirt for the other platform. Okay. Let's see here. How do I don't know how to, I'm not going to know how to send a link though. Hold on. I got to go to my orders. So Araceli, worst case scenario, you have to send in the appeal form. When you send in the appeal form, that is when you're going to want to send in those receipts as well. Or when you speak to the tier 2 representative, ask them if they are able to add the button back so that you can add those receipts along with the affidavit. And that should help your case. A lot of times, if you have to appeal the decision, when you submit additional documents, they don't even like make you go through with the appeal. They're able, with the additional documents, to say, okay, this is now approved. So I hope that you're able to call and that they just get that all sorted out. But if they don't, and you still need to send the appeal, okay, hold on. I must have bought this shirt back in December. So we got to go back to 2021, apparently. Hold on. I'm still looking. I'm going to send a link to people for this cute, cute, cute sweater. Amazon's always tricky because you never know if the stuff is going to be quality or if it's going to be trash. This is a good sweater. I will say maybe order a size up. It doesn't gap when I stand. It's perfect. Like when I stand up, it is not perfect. When I sit down, it gaps. So maybe order a size bigger on this sweater. Hold on. Where are you, sweater link? I like talking about things that aren't just the EDD. That's fun. Okay, I'm still looking for this sweater that I'm wearing. Super cute. I should have all the stuff linked, but I don't. Like on my link tree or something. And if I was smart, I would do an affiliate link, but I don't know how. I should be nearing this sweater. I don't think it was that long. Did I not buy this off Amazon? I must have. All right. Thank you guys for your patience while I look for this. I should just scroll through everything. You can see all the stuff that I bought off Amazon. I'm going to have to find it later because I do not see it. That's crazy. All right. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I'll link it how will I link it? I'll put it in my link tree in my bio. That's how I'll do it. In like 10 minutes after we're done with the live. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to go back to some unemployment questions. You're a 1X. So I think this is a 2X. I'm chunky. I put on that quarantine weight, guys. Unity Planet is saying to call the EDD late in the day. Listen until you're disconnected, then call back immediately. I'm going to try that tip, and if it works, I'm going to share it widely. Okay, Darren, thank you for the uplifting words. You stopped EDD in April. You were going to school for a smog technician as it was an essential business. Now I have a job. Do I need to add in the affidavit that I did that? No, you don't need to include that. So what the EDD is really looking for is they're looking for information on, did you have a job before you were receiving benefits? That's what they really want. You contacted your assembly member and they're willing to help. Yeah, do that. That's always free. And then you don't have to worry about the hassle of calling the EDD. You were going to say you could not get work from people due to shelter in place. So you went to school. Yeah, you could add that. No, you know what? I'm going to take that back because sometimes there were weird restrictions for if you were going to school because the EDD, like they're very old school and it's mostly like computers. I wouldn't mention that you went to school while you were receiving benefits because the EDD system's not smart enough to realize that like you can take classes online. They think like, oh, if that person was going to school, they wouldn't have been able to accept full-time work. They don't get it. So in some cases with the EDD, less is more. In some cases, so I wouldn't mention the school and the job you have now because what they're really looking for is what you were doing before you applied for benefits. So I would leave the school out. And guys, it is okay to have gone to school and get benefits. There's even some training programs. They're not available at this point that I know of, that the EDD was offering. But but their concern is that like what they think is, oh, if that person was going to school, they wouldn't be able to take a full-time job. So I wouldn't mention that. I would just, I wouldn't mention that. And that's my opinion. I would just put the other information about what you were doing beforehand. Okay. Views by Shawnee. You're from Baltimore. Well, thank you for stopping in. Make sure to like the video. I'm going to answer one more question. Who is rejecting the documents, the system or a real person? So I think it's a real person in this case. And that's why I think that maybe documents that they have to sort through are taking longer. So people that just sent a one-page affidavit, that's going to be easier for a human to look through than like Jenny Silver's entire tax return. So I think maybe there's like a pile of like complicated things that need like a thorough going through, and then I think there's like a easy to approve pile, and then those people are getting notified faster. That's what I think, because everybody's sending in everything differently, right? Some people are sending in receipts, some people are sending in 40-page tax documents, some people are just sending in their Schedule C. And the EDD is needing to sort through all of this stuff, and it is going to have to be a human. Even with the forms that we were certifying for Benefits Weekly, where it was like a box, were you willing and able to accept work? Those were getting tripped up and flagged in the system, and those were literally yes or no questions. And then once it got flagged in the system, then it needed a phone determination interview with a human to kind of determine what was going on. So these are definitely going, like, it's not going to be able to go through a computer system to determine if it's accepted or not. That is going to be a human reading it, and humans can make mistakes and disqualify it when it really shouldn't be disqualified. And that's where I think a lot of the errors are coming in. Someone is saying someone's going off. Oh, they're going to be off for a few months due to shoulder surgery. So again, I think that would be a disability claim that you would want to file for that. Definitely get your doctor to write a note on how long they think you're going to be off work. Okay, guys, I am going to head out today. I will be going live again tomorrow night on YouTube at 9 p.m. And you're welcome, Araceli. And you guys, if you could take a moment and like the video, I would certainly appreciate it. All right, thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye. Have a great Sunday also.